What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Doghouse. Today is Memorial Day, and while we're all out enjoying time with friends and family and all gathering around the barbecue, let's keep in mind that today is in remembrance of all of our fallen troops who, without paying the ultimate sacrifice, none of this would be possible. Also, I know this isn't what today is about, but any veterans that may be watching, thank you for your service. Everyone has made a sacrifice on their own levels who have served, and without you, none of this is possible. So thank you to all of you as well. Today, we are going to be talking about, we're going to go veering off the path of the norm here a little bit today. We're going to cover a little bit of Browns stuff, and then we're going to talk more NFL-based stuff for today's episode. Let's start off with Browns all came back for OTAs starting the 22nd of May. This is going to be the first time that the rookies are actually playing with the veterans, and they're all coming together as a group on the field, learning all the new plays, and especially on the offensive side of the ball, the new system that we're putting in place, and defensive rookies. This is going to be the first time they're going to see real action with the vets in putting it all together. The next time everybody will be getting back together will be June 12th through the 14th for the mandatory minicamp. All right, now we've covered our Brown stuff. It was short and sweet. Now we're moving on to our main topic for today. This past week, all the NFL owners came together for the spring meeting. This is when all the owners come together. They start to agree on new rules, new procedures, and policies that the NFL is going to be putting in place for the next season. One thing the owners did take a look at in the spring meeting was the way we do kickoffs in the NFL. We used to be able to align the kicking team unevenly. Now they're moving 5 players to each side of the ball. 2 players will be between the numbers and the hash marks. 2 players have to be between hash marks, and then there's 2 players also lined up in the center of the field. The owners also decided to get rid of the running start. Instead of the players lining up 5 yards behind the ball in the kicking team now, they'll now be lining up on the line with the ball, with the exception of the kicker. On the receiving end of things, we'll now have 8 players inside the 15-yard setup zone, as well as 3 players back deep, 1 returner, and 2 blockers. Now, these 2 blockers nearest the returner are no longer allowed to create wedge blocks. They've also instituted a no blocking zone in between the kicking and return teams. No one is allowed to make any blocks in this zone before the ball either hits the ground or is caught by the returner. Should the ball go to the end zone, the play is blown automatically dead, and the play will come out to the 25-yard line. The reason they decided to implement all this was they wanted to reduce the amount of impact that players were taking in the kick return games, reducing injury risk. Now, there's really 2 trains of thought when it comes to the changes here. You have the side who says this is going to open things up for the kick return game, and these returners are going to have these monster plays that we're all going to love watching. Or there's a school of thought that says this is really going to try to take steps towards eliminating kickoff altogether in hopes of preventing injuries in the future. The NFL did actually consider ending the kickoff play altogether, but this is their happy compromise for the time being, so they're going to let this one play out, see if it improves, see if it reduces the risk of injury, and they're going to reevaluate everything further on down the line. In an attempt to also address more safety concerns, the league implemented a targeting system similar to that you see in the college game, where if a player lowers the helmet when going to make a tackle, the player will be immediately ejected from the game. Now, the only thing that differs in the NFL version versus the college version is that in the college game, you're ejected for the remainder of that game in the first half of the next game. This, in the NFL, what they're looking at is just ejection for that particular game. Any hit above the shoulder pads will come with a 15-yard penalty and immediate ejection if the head is lowered or if contact is made helmet to helmet. They're really trying to step this one up. They're trying to eliminate the neck injuries, the concussions. This has really come with a lot of pressure from the NFLPA. They're done with the neck injuries and concussions, and this is the league's way of addressing it. Now, will this really change all that much in the way of concussions and neck injuries? To a degree, but I think you're going to see a lot of immediate calls that are made on the field that are going to end up getting players ejected when perhaps they shouldn't be. It's really not worked out that well for the college game. There are a lot of mistakes made every single week, and the players are the ones to go down for them. And of course, if you're called for it and ejected, let's not forget that if you are ejected that week, you're going to be getting the letter from the NFL on that following Tuesday or Wednesday with a hefty fine attached to everything too. I thought that maybe the NFL would have learned from the college game and the trouble that they're having with this rule and maybe not have gone this route. Time will tell, but I don't really know that this is going to be a big game-changing thing in any positive way. Let's face it, everyone going into the NFL goes into the NFL knowing that there are risks involved in playing the game. They know what's going on. They know that these things are going to happen. They're paid very, very well and compensated very nicely for taking these risks. I think maybe we're going a little bit too far with this targeting thing. I don't think we evaluated things far enough. It really is going to be interesting to see how all this plays out. Also addressed at the NFL owners meeting was the voting in and approval of David Tepper as the new Carolina Panthers owner. The Panthers were sold recently for anywhere between $2.2 and $2.5 million. I haven't seen the exact figure yet, but they discussed him as the new owner as well. And we've saved our most polarizing and controversial topic for last. The NFL team owners put it to a vote as to how they want to handle the Anthem situation moving forward. They have come up with any players wishing to demonstrate during the anthem must stay in the locker room or the tunnel until after the anthem is performed. Any players on the field absolutely must stand with hand over heart, as they're supposed to, and respect the flag during the anthem. My point of view is the soldiers that you say you're not disrespecting are finding it disrespectful. It's disrespectful to the flag and country. You're losing fans hand over fist because of the actions you're taking. You're hurting the NFL as a company. You're hurting the team as a company. You're hurting yourself with your own personal stock, I talk to a pretty wide spectrum group of people, and I've not found one person who is for the demonstrations during the game. A lot of people watch the NFL to escape their daily lives and for a little distraction for a little bit. I myself, everybody in my life knows those 3 hours on Sunday, don't mess with me. I'm in the zone. I'm in football land. Leave me alone. I'll be back with you as soon as the game's over. A lot of people use the games as an escape. The NFL and teams individually give these players endless amounts of options to work with the communities, to get their messages out to the communities and fans in a more positive manner. There are more positive approaches on how to deal with this than taking a knee during the anthem. That's just my 2 cents. I'm not a fan of it. There's a lot of people upset saying that the NFL is just trying to cover this up. It's very simple. The fans don't like it. It's disrespectful. This is the solution they come up with. And if it were up to me, everybody on the field would be standing all the time. That's just the way it is. It has been and the way it should be. This is how you respect the people who have kept you free. This is how you respect the country that you live in. This is just what you do. But that being said, we're going to end on that note, and thank you all for tuning in again. Any of you who liked the video, don't forget to smash the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. And all 7 of you subscribers, do me a favor. We're going to try to grow the Doghouse Army a little bit. Share this video for me, please. Let's get it out there. Let's get the videos rolling, and we'll keep doing this. Again, that's all we have for this week's episode, so thanks for tuning in again. We'll see you back here next week in the Doghouse.